So home care device links with radio frequency. So what is radio frequency? Radio frequency essentially is heating up the skin. So it has microchannels within the actual device, which are those, and an electrical current is stimulated from those electrodes essentially. Now with the NEWA device, the reason why it is so unique is because NEWA have patented a 3D technology which goes alongside but emphasises why this particular radio frequency device is FDA approved. Number one, nothing gets FDA approved unless it's completely safe. And radio frequency essentially is heating up the skin. So this 3D technology is travelling 3 times deeper than the average radio frequency. What it's doing is it's travelling so far deep that it's stimulating action within the dermis. So you're actually heating up the skin tissues below and you're stimulating collagen and elastin to produce. So the heat sends a message to collagen, reproduce more, and essentially you are left with tighter, firmer, more lifted and sculpted skin. So with this particular device, there is a protocol for what areas you use it on, and there is just a simple technique that you use throughout to help to lift and sculpt and tighten the skin. It's suitable for all ages. Everyone will get a result. They're actually doing a 30-day money-back guarantee, which I think is a pretty bold statement. And as some of you may have seen the photo that I've posted in the society, I just had one side of my face lifted and there was a really, really emphasised difference in my sort of jawline, and I'm going to demonstrate it for you now anyway. But I really do believe that if you are obviously using things at home, it's going to help emphasise and promote everything that you're doing either with me in clinic or using at home function a lot better. So not only are you feeling more stimulated through the actual radio frequency levels, you're creating blood flow. So blood flow is going to help with lymph drainage in the skin, which is a detoxing effect on the skin. So even if you're suffering with uneven complexion, almost a mottled effect all over the skin, and you're even suffering with, breakouts, it'll actually help to heal them through radio frequency. So even though it's a lifting and tightening device, it actually helps with detoxing the whole skin as well. So I'm just going to demonstrate what you get with the NEWA device. So there is a starter kit. So as you can see, it's plugged in. Now the reason why it's plugged in is so that it gets the maximum amount of energy through this machine. If it wasn't, it would be varied. So it comes with a plug. It comes with the actual NEWA device itself, which has a comfortable handheld part to it. It also comes with a nice travel bag, so you can be with it wherever you go. It also comes with a lifting activating gel, which you need to use with every use. This is the only thing that will need replacing from your starter kit from time to time. But they do say that it lasts 2 months. So it comes with that. And it also comes with a visual guide of how to use it. So I'm going to show you anyway, but it tells you exactly what to do in picture form. And as you can see down here, it tells you exactly the positions of the skin that you're allowed to do it. So you can do it on the cheekbone to help lift and sculpt. You only go to the orbital bone. You do not go past that. It doesn't need to. The wavelengths will travel enough to help with eye wrinkles. And just doing that, you can see that my brow lifts anyway. Then you would do the jowl area, which is just on the surface here. So it helps to lift and smooth this line here and also help with any jowly bits here. And then you finally finish with under the jawline and up to the neck. Okay, so each area should take 4 minutes, which actually is timed through the device, which I will demonstrate in a moment. It comes with its own app. So the app I find really helpful because it helps me to prompt and get into a regime. They recommend that you start to use it 3 to 5 times a week for the first 4 weeks. And then after the first 4 weeks, you just maintain by using it twice a week. So that's all you need to do. But the first 4 weeks are the most important because collagen obviously takes time to produce in the skin, and we're helping to speed that up. So naturally, new skin cells reproduce every 4 to 6 weeks. The older we get, the slower that happens. But with this device, this will help to speed it up. And we just need to make sure that we actually are consistent with the first 4 weeks and then just maintain it for twice a week after that. So during lockdown, when everybody's stuck inside, the first 4 weeks have been pretty easy for me. And then I'm just maintaining twice a week. So let's get started. So you have to take off this lid, which is magnetic. I then get my gel. I've got a bare face, so I've cleansed my face. You can use it morning and evening. Then what I do with my gel is I just put a line of gel over the device. I'm going to start with the upper half of my cheek. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spread the gel out. Then you start by pressing this button. Now, if I had the app with me, the app I would be pressing start on, and this would actually link with the app anyway, but without the app, it still times. So I'm just going to press start, and what you want to do is you want to be using a circular motion, quite vigorous, because you want to just be starting to stimulate something. As you can see, my skin goes quite flushed, which is a very normal response. We want the skin to have heat in it. And the more we do this circular motion, the more heat we're stimulating. And what we're trying to do is get the light to be flashing green. Now, when the light starts to flash green, it means it's got to optimum temperature. And that's the optimum temperature that it's going to maintain throughout the 4 minutes of me doing this. So all I'm doing is circling backwards and forwards. It's really just heat that I'm feeling with this, so it's not uncomfortable. If anything, it's really, really soothing because I'm always cold. So it's really nice to feel some warmth on my skin. And all you're doing is just going backwards and forwards, lifting up to the temple. I'm keeping on the orbital bone, I'm not going any further. And I'm really just sculpting up towards my temple. So that is essentially what radiofrequency is in a nutshell. After I finish the full 6 areas, on the app, it will tell me how much collagen I've stimulated. It keeps track of how many treatments you've done. But I think the percentage of collagen is really interesting actually. It just varies from treatment to treatment, and obviously the more treatments you do, the more collagen we're reproducing. So it's really essentially just warming the skin. Really, really nice to just keep it lifted and sculpted. But I found it really nice and comfortable, and it's been fitting into my regime. Usually I personally do it in the morning. It's just my preference. It doesn't matter what time of day you do it. Just as long as your skin is clean, cleansed, and you're doing it 3 to 5 times a week for the first 4 weeks. And then you are doing it twice a week for maintenance. With regards to, is it safe? It is. It's completely FDA approved. It's non-clogging. This gel is actually collagen. It's an activator gel, so it's actually enhancing the result of this treatment. I've got quite naturally oily skin anyway, but it's non-comedogenic. That's quite a common question. People ask if they've been having injectables, whether they can use it alongside their injectables. Yes, they can. They just need to wait a certain amount of weeks. So if people are purchasing these with injectables, then I just have to go through a bit of a consult. I always say to take before photos, because obviously with our skin, it's really, really hard to actually judge on whether anything's actually working for us, because we see our skin every day. And I just feel like it's a good way to keep track of progress. Even not only will you find that your skin is more sculpted, but it will actually feel like you will have more of a glow to your skin. So that's it timing me out. So I'm just going to keep the collagen on the surface of the skin, and I'm just going to move it down slightly whilst I apply some more anyway. I'm going to go down on the jowls, and then we're going to go again. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to really target my mouth this time without getting gel in it whilst I'm talking. But you just got to keep moving, and then the light has turned green, so it means it's going to keep at that steady pace. So another common question is, you know, I'm having treatments, what's it going to be doing for those? So I personally will treat myself to a facial by myself, but I will have a facial every month. I try to make a point of doing one for myself every month, and this is just going to help to increase the result that I'm getting from that. I'm going to be advocating things like microdermabrasion, which is a really resurfacing treatment of the skin, tightens pores, superficially exfoliates and brightens. So if you were having something like that and then using this at home, the results of your skin would feel a lot brighter, and it would just have more of a healthy glow to it, because microdermabrasion is getting rid of the dead skin. This is then stimulating collagen and elastin. So you're effectively having your at-home treatment being prolonged by using this device. What you'll notice in a moment is cheek will be lifted, jawline will feel more contoured, and I'll just touch the surface of my skin so that you can see the texture that I'm experiencing, because you'll notice the elasticity of one side will be much more different to the other, and that is the first thing. So there is an instant lift that you will get, and that will be prolonged the more you use it. And then what they say is it will take 4 weeks to get the actual first initial result, and then you just have to maintain moving forward. So as you can see, the redness, and I'm doing circular motions, so don't be afraid of the redness. The redness is a good sign, and it literally goes down within a matter of moments when I've stopped. But what you want to do is, to be able to get this gel off, is I just simply massage most of it in anyway, because it is worked in using this device. But I'll just cleanse my skin with warm water, because we want to keep the heat in. The more heat we keep in the skin, the more effective the result. And then what we want to do is just finish with our treatment serum and moisturiser. Obviously in the daytime we want to be using an SPF, which, as we all know, is very, very important. And you know, we've got to think about SPF as like the roof of your house. So if you didn't have a roof on your house, then that would cause a lot of damage to the internal house of yours. So if you think about SPF, if you don't wear an SPF, think of all that damage that's occurring. But I know I've done a lot on HelioCare, so any questions, just let me know. So you just want to push this gel up. So we're going to do the third section underneath. But already you can see that my cheekbone here is higher, and this is more defined here. I'm going to carry on, just to go under the chin. So under the chin, you want to get under there and all up to your ear. So we're doing the same motion, backwards and forwards, underneath. And this is what's going to give you a really contoured jawline. And I will go again and do the other half of the face when we're all done. But essentially, without collagen, we are really just completely aging, so we need to keep optimum collagen levels in the skin. So I will carry on doing this to the rest of my face, and I will post a full photo of the true result afterwards. But just remember, collagen can be enhanced into anybody's regime through any method that I deem necessary. But if you are interested in anything that I've said, then please do not hesitate to private message me if you don't feel comfortable to do it on this video. But I'm always here to help. So let's see. Hi Jenny, what's Becky said? So never worn an SPF. Will older skin still repair? Asking for a friend. So yes, don't worry about the fact that you haven't worn an SPF. Obviously prevention is better than cure, so there's no better time than now to start actually using an SPF. And if there's one thing to start using in anybody's regime, like I always say, if you're using all the most expensive creams in the world and you're cleansing, you're seruming, you're moisturising, there really isn't actually any point in doing that unless you are using an SPF. If you had to have like a desert island product, grab something immediately when you get up in the morning. The one thing that I would always advocate is an SPF. Now, SPF doesn't have to be untinted, it comes in tinted versions as well. So I have both, just for when I'm wearing, wanting to wear a bit of colour and makeup. I will put on the oil-free for more of an oilier skin like mine. But it comes in untinted as well. So if I'm not feeling like I'm wanting to put any colour on my skin because I'm not really going anywhere, then there is untinted as well. So for those that are a bit drier, like yourself, Becky, perhaps, then it can either be tinted or untinted. So just let me know, because it's not going to clog anything that you're doing. It's actually going to help, because if we start now, we're going to prevent, and your skin will actually benefit more from it. So if you are doing anything else beforehand, it's all going to be absorbed a lot better and it will work a lot better as well. So hopefully that's answered your question, Becky. SPF is your BFF, remember. So I'm just now getting to the end of my under chin jawline sculpt. There we go. Oh, look at that definition. It's really lifted this side compared to here. That's where my cheekbone, and that's where it is there. Then I've got a higher cheekbone here, and it's lifted and opened my eye more. What's Olivia said? So Olivia said, will it help with double chin? Yes, it actually does. So the one area that you want to be really focusing on is under the chin here and pulling back on the neck. So actually what I try to find is I do get a line on my neck where it just creases because I'm naturally expressive, I think. And it's going to help with breaking down the fat and just stimulating collagen to make it more smoother. So it's going to help just bring that back. So yeah, absolutely, double chin, it's the one for you. Jowls, anybody wanting more definition in their cheeks, because I personally find that my face is more of like a heart, so I tend to lose definition in my cheeks. So this has really helped to emphasise that. So Becky has just asked, what about those naughty sunbed users? Oh, naughty sunbed users. So my opinion, and the sunbed users, effectively, what they're doing is, so say when you go on a sunbed, it's essentially making your melanocyte cells, which is something that produces your pigmentation, your colouring to your skin, that is essentially going to be producing colour. So it gives you that nice bronzed look. But what it's done at the same time as giving you that camouflage is it's actually invaded your dermis, which is where your collagen and elastin is produced, and it's actually damaged it through the UV light. So most people that use a sunbed actually will use tan accelerators. So the actual tan accelerator is essentially just stimulating your melanocyte cells. So it's making you have more pigment. So then the more pigment you have, the more damage you've actually caused in your skin. I thought I'd just carry on. The more damage you've actually caused in your skin. So a tan skin is effectively a damaged skin. So what we would say is, if you're obviously using sunbeds and then you're using this, it's kind of conflicting itself, because this is trying to stimulate collagen and elastin, and then by going on a sunbed, you're actually depleting it. So you might as well just throw your money into the fire, really, because you're basically undoing the benefits through the use of sunbeds. I know, it's shocking, but the way in which they advocate, obviously, a sunbed is this bronzed goddess on the outside of a sunbed shop, and you think, yeah, I want to look like her. But actually, in years to come, you will feel a little bit more like you've aged a bit quicker, just because it's actually damaging your collagen. So again, I'm thinking back to the reference that I put in my SPF video, the Madge from Benidorm scene. Think of her skin. She's been overexposed to sun. It's the same, you know, even if people don't go on holiday and they just use a sunbed, they will actually end up being a bit more Madge from Benidorm skin than actually, you know, looking healthy and glowing with their new collagen being produced from their NEWA device. So I hope that's made sense. I'm not preaching, I'm just saying. Just start wearing fake tan instead, because it's less damaging. Remember to use a finger length of SPF, which everybody was really shocked about after my last video, but a full finger length actually isn't that much. It's about a teaspoon. So put it everywhere, including your neck, and just make sure that we're reapplying it every couple of hours, especially when the weather has been as gorgeous as it is. So what we'll do is we'll leave it there. As I said, any questions, give me a message. I will show you the results very, very soon. Catch you later, guys.